Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Time Reality TV. This is episode 46. Apologize for the delay. My name is Andrew Kirk. You can follow me on Twitter at CSUGradAKirk and the blog, which I haven't posted in a while, but I'll plug it anyways. BigTimeRealityTV.blogspot.com. And today, it's been about 3 years since I've last had her on a podcast. Good friend of mine who I met through the blog talks back slash Spreecast days. Did a bunch of great interviews. A couple of them you can actually find on YouTube. Find her on Twitter at Morgan _MacAdam. What's up, Morgan?
Hey, Andrew. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been so damn long since we've talked challenge on a podcast.
I know, it's crazy.
You want to know the last? I mean, this is episode 46. You want to know the last episode I had you on? It was either 22 or 23. We talked rural skeletons.
Oh, really? Yeah, I feel like it's been a really long time.
Yeah. We talked rural skeletons and Battle X's 2 on the same one. So before we talk challenge vendettas, briefly talk, because it's been so long since I've had you on. We've had 4 or 5 challenges since we last talked on a podcast. How are you feeling about how this challenge has been going? The challenge franchise.
This one in particular, I love the fact that, there was a twist with the new shows being on there, with Geordie Shore, X on the Beach, and Big Brother. I think, at first I was skeptical because I didn't think it was going to work as far as, the challenge. I've gotten used to the fact Are You the One people are on there. I like some of the people that are from Are You the One. But I think this is a good direction for the show's future and for the other shows because, to be honest, I actually started watching Geordie Shore, to see what that was all about. And it's kind of funny, to see the differences between Brits and Americans.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been a few seasons since we've last spoke, Bloodlines all the way to now. Who are some characters on this season or not on this season that you've been liking since we last spoke?
Well, I think I have been one of very few people that have always had Tony's back since we used to talk to him. I think I was one of very few followers who have always been true to him and knowing that he has the ability, as well as Sylvia. I think that they've been very underrated. And yeah, Sylvia's only been on 2 seasons, but Tony, he's been killing it this season, so he's really proven himself. And Sylvia has as well. And other people I've always been rooting for, my girl Latoya, I wish, as far as last season, Devin Pittermiss, he's an interesting character.
Very interesting.
I'm kind of over Nelson, and Corey's romance. That's kind of, gotten to me, but I fell in love with Hunter.
What's not to love?
Yeah, he's a lovable guy, and he fought so hard last season. And, well, I'm just trying to think of the stuff I have. Oh, Tori. I did not expect to do as amazing as she did. And for her to make such a huge impact to a rookie season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats to her. And Jordan, he's probably always, underestimated because of his disability, but continues to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so happy when Derek came back, Derek K.
Mm-hmm. Diesel.
He's been one of my favorites for a while. And
mine too.
Brad has as well. I've watched them since I was a kid.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad Brad's back, but I haven't liked him this season.
I think he has had the best.
He's all about.
Side of himself.
I don't. I don't dislike Brittany as much as most people do, but I just feel like he's all about her this season, and I feel like, I mean, obviously he was about that with his ex-wife, Miss Tori, but I don't feel like it was as much as he's been doing this season.
I think he's overdoing or you know, it can also be the editing. You know, at the same time, he is overdoing the Britney side of things, and it is hurtful because, you know, I am cool with Tori, and I'm a huge fan of Tori, Vendettas, and, you know, I talk to her frequently. She wrote me on my birthday. She is the biggest sweetheart in the world. I feel like, you know, Brittany and Tori are very different in ways, but, you know, I don't mind Brittany. I just think she's a very blunt, upfront person, and that's the type of person I would want to be in a challenge with.
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, you're going to have, you know, people picking on you, and, you know, I don't know. I think she's a good asset because she's a good competitor.
Yeah, so you mentioned earlier, obviously, with this season, we have new additions to the show. We have Big Brother going a whole different network to network television, which I like. We have two UK shows, X on the Beach and Geordie Shore. So talk about some of the cast members from both the shows, all three of those shows, starting with Big Brother.
Okay, so as you know, I do not watch Big Brother. I have tried to.
Haven't you watched a few episodes here and there?
I tried once, you know, for you to start talking more about it on this podcast or something, and I just couldn't get into it. As far as Victor and Natalie, I think Natalie has the better personality to be on the challenge. Victor was kind of just there.
Yeah, it was a miscast.
I think Victor was not. Well, there must have been something, because if you notice on the first episode, Victor didn't have a jersey like everyone else. So there was someone that had to have backed out last second.
Yeah.
Because Victor doesn't have an MTV Challenge jersey until episode 2. He just wears the red shirt. You can see it in the cast photo and stuff too.
Yeah, as far as those two go, Victor was the wrong casting. They should have casted Pauly Calafiore. That would have been a much better casting choice. And the girls, I mean, Natalie is good for the challenge. I just don't like her.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why.
And I said this on a previous reality radio podcast. She always has to talk like this.
Yeah, she's your typical cheerleader, you know?
Yeah.
And she does it for a living. So, I mean, she's just very, I don't want to say basic. I mean, but she kind of is.
I'll say it, she is. And then what do you think? What do you think about X on the Beach? I mean, we have 2 of them already gone, 2 of them still in the game.
Melissa, I don't really know how to feel about her. I liked her commentary. I think she's funny and witty. I think she's not necessarily a terrible person. I think the elimination with Sylvia was a testament to that. I think that at the same time, she is a self-proclaimed MMA fighter. I think that's bullshit. You know, stick to the DJing or whatever else she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, she was playing the cards right, trying to sleep with someone on the show, and goes for Nicole, you know, which Nicole will probably go for anything on the challenge. And she played a different angle. She was interesting, though.
Yeah.
But Joss is beautiful eye candy. He is proven to be a strong-ass competitor on the first episode. He killed it. I probably would have been dead like Rogan.
Yeah.
I don't even know, like, it's not that he belonged to the challenge because of his physical appearance and ability. As far as his personality, he's kind of just there.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he doesn't bring drama, which is probably also a good thing because he doesn't really, ruffle the feathers. Rogan, we just saw for an episode, so I don't really know anything about him other than he has a background. And Kaylee, I think Kaylee is funny, but she also has to prove herself before I can really get to know her.
Yeah, she's been in all three troikas or inquisitions.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have an inquisition this past episode, but yeah, she's still got a lot to prove. And then Kyle, I'll start with Kyle. I like him. He's funny TV. I disagree with Steph. I mean, I kind of agree, and now I don't know if I agree or disagree that he's a bananas minion. But
yeah,
go ahead.
I think it's funny because when I was watching Geordie Shore, I didn't realize Kyle was the same person that was with Kyle on the show, because the Kyle on Geordie Shore in previous seasons was a lot heavier. He didn't have tattoos. He had blonde hair. He does not look like this Kyle that we're seeing that looks like a pirate like Johnny Depp.
Uh-huh.
And, it's funny, but, they obviously they're the same guy, and you put two and two together, but Kyle's interesting. I would say that he's clearly a competitor. I think he just goes along with everyone else because he doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're obviously in season 31, Challenge Vendettas. We have an interesting concept. I'm kind of liking the fact that they're going away from the themes. I mean, Invasion of the Champions, we had two teams, but then it ended up becoming an individual final. Dirty 30 was basically like free agents, but it had the concept of dirty, dirty, dirty. And then Vendettas is basically an individual game. So, I mean, what are you thinking about some of these concepts? The whole troika, winning money for individual bank accounts every challenge, Inquisition, and grenades.
I like the fact that they're going back to the money-winning thing in challenges, because it was that and prizes in the past that really were kind of cool, When they used to win Xboxes and trips to wherever in the world and all that kind of stuff, because there was an extra incentive to win.
Uh-huh.
I think the format of the troika is an interesting twist as far as the top three players or the top three times, and with the Inquisition involved. The Inquisition, I think, is kind of dumb because it's basically pleading their case, which they would have done any other season, pleading their case to them.
Yeah.
It's just with wine and dinner, And then I think that, when they get to, I think it's interesting to, have them kind of like the last season where they find out last second if they're going in.
Uh-huh.
I think that's always interesting.
Yeah, keeping them on their toes. I feel you.
Yeah. But I think the best part of Vendettas is the grenades, because it gives others it's like not an incentive, an incentive for going into the elimination, which you really don't ever see before.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
Also, like past challenges, you won prizes or money or whatever. And it kind of brings that back, but some of the grenades are just dumb.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so is there anything you want to bounce around, talk about some of the players on the challenge? I'll let you have the floor for the next few minutes that you want to ask me.
I said that, Tony and Sylvia, honest to God, really outdone themselves this season. I think that they've done great. I've really seen a lot from the Brits. They've been playing well. Bananas, even though he's in the Troika, he's skated along a little bit.
I got a question. I'll stop you there with Bananas. First episode, Jimmy says Bananas is overrated, and obviously we have a social media friend that thinks that's very same. What is your opinion on Johnny Bananas? And I'll give mine.
I'll say that he is the face of the franchise, and that they do base the show off what Johnny Bananas does. I mean, he's been on,
which I find kind of annoying, but go on.
I mean, it's just like, it's like he always runs the show, which I know in the past they tried to find a way to run around that with alliances and stuff, which I liked about free agents, is because you couldn't control the alliance side. But I don't think he's overrated. I just think, maybe his head wasn't in the game in the past couple of seasons. I don't know. I don't think he's overrated, though.
My thoughts on him, and then I'm going to ask you a question about, obviously, the biggest moment in challenge history. I feel like he's past his prime. He
might be.
I was listening to the latest episode of Challenge Mania, and the stat guy from the now acclaimed stat guy who I had on a past episode of Big Time Reality TV, Alan Aguirre, said that Bananas at one point won 5 out of 7 challenges, and ever since then, he got eliminated pretty early on. X's 2 came back, lost the final elimination. Bloodlines lost in final 5, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Then obviously we know what happened. Rivals 3, early exit on Invasion. Didn't make the final on Dirty 30. Chancellor's Pros, he was first guy out. So I mean, I feel like I get why people say he's the face of the franchise, but I'm kind of with Whitney, and I feel like we need to find people, either someone or a group of people that we can do without, that we can basically fizzle Bananas out, because Bananas isn't going to do the challenges forever.
Exactly, and I don't think, he's the only person that has literally been on what is it, like 16 straight challenges.
He's been on every season since 24. We're on 31 now, like consecutively. He's done Rivals 2 all the way up to Vendettas.
I mean, I think in that aspect, it's like they rely on viewership through him. And yeah, he's a boxer. Yeah, he's the guy you love to hate. But his time has come. But I think at the same time, it's good to say that he hasn't won all these challenges. Yeah. But
I feel like
considered one, like, if not the best, one of the best that was on the franchise.
I feel like ever since he's won Rivals 3, he hasn't been as hungry, I mean, Invasion of the Champions, we saw the return of Durrell and CT, and obviously CT won that one. Chancellor's Pros, he went home very early. Dirty 30, I mean, he won a lot of the daily challenges, but ended up getting beat by Derek. I feel like the people that are coming back after long layoffs are more hungrier than he is. And we're seeing rookies like Kyle, like Joss, that want it more.
I mean, yeah, he's already won so much money.
So going back real quick to Rivals 3, what do you think of the money still? Because it's been that long since we've had you on.
I mean, I'm still sad for Sarah, regardless. I think but you could tell he's a money hungry guy, and he does what it takes, and he clearly acts like he doesn't hold grudges, but he does. I thought he was kind of a bitch for it, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's Johnny. I mean,
so a couple other of the people that are standing out for me, and I want to get your thoughts on it. From a character standpoint, I'm really loving Marie this season. I feel like she's given amazing TV. And I told her this when I briefly had her on about a month ago now. She has been fantastic. She's been telling everybody what's on her mind. She's killing it in confessionals. What are your thoughts about the one of the queens of St. Thomas?
Oh, yeah. You know, I've always loved Marie. Whenever we talk to Marie, it's a good time. You know, she is like the epitome of a great personality, a great friend, a great, you know, ally. The girl will keep you on your toes, you know, and laughing because
she reminds me of a mix between Paula and Katie Doyle. Like, she's not the strongest person on the challenges. She's not going. I mean, I would love to see her win, but honestly, realistically, I don't think she's going to. But she is going to give you amazing material as to what Paula and Katie Doyle did back in the day.
I agree. You know, I've always been a fan of Marie. Every time we talk to her, she's always just so fun. Like, it's her personality. And I think, you know, what listeners don't see all the time is the person outside of the challenge. And when we talk to her outside of the challenge and, you know, in her element, she is just one amazing individual, you know. And I think, you know, she does bring a lot to the show. And she is definitely, you know, sometimes the villain with the Pizzagate and stuff, but, you know, still, I'm going to take Team Marie because she was doing it for a friend, and I think Brad's being a little petty, but, you know, it's just the thing she does, but she's a good friend, I can tell you that. Yeah. And that's the type of person.
And speaking of Marie's friends, someone who we haven't talked about since I've last had you on, and obviously because she made her debut on Real World Vegas 3 in 2016. What are your thoughts about Kayla?
I like Kayla a lot. And, you know, when Kayla, even on her Real World season, when people were hating on her, her castmates and all, you know, all them, you know, I actually liked Kayla even on her season. And I like her now. I think maybe it's the way she comes off. I think that she kind of reminds me of myself in a way, you know, that she comes off, you know, hard and stubborn and kind of like a punk, or, you know, just because of appearances, and people take it the wrong way. But in reality, she's just like you and me. She's fierce. She's in shape. She's a good competitor. You know, yeah, she has her moments. We all do. But at the same time, they're filming like around the clock, and you're bound to get the bad side of people sometimes. But people don't give Kayla enough credit. Yeah. I think she has a lot of potential to win one of these. I think she actually is like misunderstood, like Cara was in her first couple seasons.
Yeah. I love her. Oh, I don't care what anybody thinks of me attitude. I find it so, I'm taking now, but I find that so attractive, you know? I mean, like, the fact that she doesn't care what she does and what she does, I mean, and who she does it to. I mean, I still remember that whole fight she had with Dion or Dion's ex or a girlfriend. Yeah. That was hilarious. I mean, she had the same look on her face the whole entire time, and I found it hysterical.
That whole, you know, and that whole season was just a shit show.
It was terrible.
It was not amazing, but you know what? Like, Kayla came out of it. Ammo, the way Ammo is, like, I'm glad that he, like, broke out of this shell after the show. And, you know, became who he really is.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I would have liked to see, like, CJ on the challenge, because she has, like, that LaToya type sassiness to her. But Latoya is just great. And I just wish she lasted longer on these challenges because, she really is like someone to stir the pot in the house.
Other ones on the cast that I'm really liking this season, we talked about Brittany. We talked about Brad. Let's talk about Devin.
Okay.
I really, ever since Are You the One season 3, I couldn't stand him. The way he treated Kiki, the way he treated the other girls in the house, I thought he was a piece of you-know-what. But ever since Rivals 3, Are You the One Second Chances, he ran that show. He was the puppet master.
I did watch Second Chances, and I thought it was actually funny. And I started liking him after that.
What he does that Corey doesn't do is he's a smart player. Obviously Bananas knows that Devin's going after him, but he doesn't say it every minute of the day. Like Corey.
Corey put a target on his back day one.
Yeah, like Corey.
Everyone knows it. Like, there's some things you just keep quiet into yourself. You don't literally come in guns blazing, and that's what Corey did. Gavin, on the other hand, he tries to get a little sneaky about it, but at the same time, you know who he's gunning for because he wants to be the best, and make an impact. He's a good, villain.
I was so happy when he called Natalie out. Like, Natalie is trying so hard to be everybody's friend. And this is my biggest thing with the Big Brother people. Victor and Natalie, they still thought it was Big Brother. They'd say, in confessionals, I'm doing this best for my game. It's like, dude, you're not in the DR. You're not in a house. You're not on slot. It's like...
Or don't they call it competition, and we call it elimination or the challenges.
And then Bananas comment. I want to get your take on that. The Bananas comment. All you do is pick on girls.
Yeah, I think
that was the biggest hypocritical comment that he's ever made in his whole life.
Especially when you look online right now and the shit he's saying to Jemmy, he just is. I really do love to eat bananas, and but some of the things he does is so uncalled for.
Yeah.
And disrespectful to women, and he continuously does it. He's done it forever. And to see that he's sticking up for a woman, it's because he likes the girl. If he was in any other...
But that comment, though, that he made, all you do is pick on girls. We've seen that for years, that Banana's done that. Look at Paula, look at Camilla, Tanya.
Camilla. There's so many people that the Bananas is just...
Nani.
Nani, oh my God, like... Teresa, he's made
that was the most. That was the most.
Belittled a lot of people.
That was like the worst comment he's ever made in his entire challenge tenure. It's like, oh my God, man, have you looked in the mirror lately?
Yeah, I think that. Devin's good for TV because Devin does cause his fair share of drama. I think he actually is spot on about Natalie because. Even when Natalie was in the Troika, how she backstabbed her supposed friend, Kaylee, and all that, I think she is teetering waters, playing her best friend, and sleeping with, like, the top honcho, and making all these alliances that she really can't keep. She's, like, getting caught up in the game.
Yeah, she's doing what Shannon and Elizabeth is doing on the Celebrity Big Brother house right now. She's making too many alliances.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Those alliances catch up with you. Like, you saw it with Kayla in the past. You've seen so many people in the past have that bite you in the ass because eventually you're going to have to choose between someone you're aligned with and someone else that you're aligned with.
Yeah.
Just like how Nelson got called up basically when he had the alliance with Corey and he made an alliance with Shane.
Mm-hmm.
And they all went to elimination together, and what did he do? He went in for himself, and then they both were having a kid.
Well, that brings a perfect segue. What do you think about the Young Bucks alliance? I mean, Corey, Nelson, Hunter, who wasn't on the season, but
I like them. I mean, I'm not.
I want to like Morgan.
Hateful to people on the challenges or in general. There's a lot of negative people, but these people put themselves on TV and are up for a lot of criticism and hate, and that's what I don't like. And what we see is editing a lot, and whether you like them or not, Corey, has performed well in the past. He has not had a good. He has not had a really good season since Bloodline, clearly, because he made the finals. He, it's not that he's out of shape. He's a personal trainer. It's just his luck
and lack of social game.
He doesn't know when to put his foot in the mouth, really, and keep quiet. Put
Yeah.
your head down. Don't come into the building saying, I'm coming for you, but it doesn't come to me. You're like, that's just stupid. You're just asking for it.
Yeah. I want to like these three, Morgan. I do, but then I'm going to bring back I think I said this on, I had Whitney and Stefan on. We talked about the Young Bucks line. Stefan is all team Young Bucks. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think those three are going to be on challenges for many years to come. But the thing is, the way that they play is they got to fix that. They're always pounding their chest saying, I'm the best. Who's going to beat me? And you can't be all gung-ho about it. You got to be more subdued,
Yeah.
That's why Corey's gone home 3 straight challenges very early, if you count Chance We're Stars.
It's because he got too cocky with his game, and I think he needs to kind of reevaluate the way he approaches the next challenges in the future,
And that's why Nelson ego got the best of him and got sent home for shoving Derek in the face.
Yeah, because at the same time they are very young and they are temperamental. And what Nelson did, and Nelson called Tony. Actually, he was saying how Tony was such a mess and drunk all the time and did that. And then the next day, Nelson did that stuff to Derek.
And you know how big of a Corey fan. You know how big of a Corey fan I am. I've spoken with him so many times I've spoken with him twice on World, and I spoke with him on Invasion. I think he's a really good dude. I'm very happy for everything that's going on with him. He's found out that he was Cheyenne's baby's daddy from Rivals 3. So I'm very happy with him on that, but I just can't stand how he's playing the game. I think he's just playing the game.
I think from now on,
very terribly.
He is going to be a different kind of competitor.
I hope so.
After his kid.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how he performs.
Yeah, he's playing terrible. Who are some other ones? Who are some other people on the show that are standing out that we haven't talked about?
Well, Sylvia, I love her. I've liked her since Chicago. I've been a fan of hers. Nicole, I don't like the way Nicole.
I'm not digging Nicole this season. I'll just leave it at that.
What?
I'm not digging how Nicole's playing this game this season.
I'm not either.
Not playing it right at all.
She's playing, she's cocky, but she's a little bit over the top. And I don't know. She thinks she acts like she's won a challenge. Let's put it like that.
So I'm gonna.
All right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I have two dogs outside that I really want to check on, and so if you have any questions for me, now is the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how did you like the fact that this past episode was? We never even got into this past episode.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was cool. I really liked the elimination that Brad and Victor had.
Oh, I wanted to point that out too. I thought Brad had the best approach to getting that water out of the tank. And Victor's looking at him and still taking handfuls of water out.
Yeah.
Brad's taking a typhoon wave out of this box, and Victor's literally like doggy paddling it out. I couldn't stop laughing.
And then as far as Notegate goes, Morgan, I'm just going to leave that for other podcasts because it's like I'm ready to move on from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are you happy Brad's back? Are you happy this team is looking?
He needs to. And I mean, I've went back and I've watched past seasons of his. I mean, his social game has never been like top notch, but I feel like with the time off that he's had, he could have done. Could have done a whole lot better, you know. I mean, he could work with people like Nelson, people like trying to think. I mean, he and Joss were, I guess, roommates. Zach is not all about bananas. I mean, he could have worked with Zach and eventually he could still work with Zach and eventually at the right time take a shot at bananas.
And to point out Zach, on the other hand, okay, so he's been kind of, on the outskirts this season because he hasn't seen ruffled feathers or anything. Zach,
the midlife crisis comment.
He used to be a really huge fan of Brad.
Yeah.
Let's point that out because in the past, when Zach was interviewed for, his real role, he was talking about how, he always watched the challenges and stuff prior to him being on them and everything, and how he was a huge fan of Brad. Now he's like, actually doing a competition with Brad, and he's like, this dude's having a midlife crisis.
You gotta admit, that was a funny comment.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
I mean, it's kind of true because the way it's just the abrupt way that he came back onto the challenge. But they could say the same for Derek or whatever, but he doesn't have the babyish meltdowns that Brad does. And Brad has had his fair share of ridiculous drunken moments. For instance, his fight with Darrell that really never even needed to happen, but got them both sent home.
Yep.
And now you're seeing him, cause havoc over pizza. There's just things that need to be, that he should be mature enough to just let go.
It's pizza. Who does that?
Yeah.
That'll be the only thing I say about the Pizzagate. Kyle's confessional is.
I just think it's funny.
It's pizza. Who does that? And I know if you guys watch my podcast, you guys definitely watch A's. Her impression of Kyle was so spot on.
Yeah, for sure.
Real quick before we sign off, what are you thinking about the whole what do you think about the whole Chance vs. Pros, Chance vs. Stars? How we're getting professional athletes and TV personalities on our show now.
I like it. I like the fact that we're able to see. I like that we're able to see some old school type challenges like the Infernos, the Gauntlet type challenges. I like that the celebrities now are kind of seeing in the stars that are actually doing the same challenges as they do and kind of having issues with it and seeing how hard it really is to do. In real life, I think that just shows the viewers as well that underestimate the challenge and how the challengers perform.
Yeah.
And I like that it goes for charity. But I know someone that I actually been looking forward to seeing in future challenges is Cam. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah, we did forget to mention Cam. She's a firecracker, that one.
I like her because she's a feisty one, and I like that she actually like performs and can, you know, back up her talk. You know.
I think she's gonna beat. I think she beat Tori next week.
Oh, I sure hope so, because the potential of 4 people going home at one night—that's crazy.
Yeah, I like it though.
I mean, yeah, we saw 6 seasons, but they went to the Redemption House.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit nuts that, you know. I wish it was more about how time, like how CT and Tina did on Cutthroat, and then those people were eliminated. But since it's 4 different competitors against 4 different mercenaries, it makes for an interesting.
A lot of people are saying that Tori was not one of the right ones to bring on. Who would you have replaced her with?
I don't know how Tori's not. I mean, that's like saying.
Do you feel like Emily was called first and?
Anissa.
Yeah.
Isn't right, but I mean.
Do you feel like Emily was called first and she turned it down?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, of course everyone wants Emily. Like, it was great to have her back on Chance vs. Stars, but like, I mean, it's really who's available. And I mean, they're not going to throw some random person who hasn't been on the challenge in 20 years right there. You know, like bring Rachel out. You know, that would be awesome. Or Tina, or, you know, anyone. You know, or Mark Long, for one of the guys. Like, yeah. I just don't see that ever happening.
Yeah.
I think Tori being one of Shauna's people, you know, declines being on this challenge. I mean, she was in a lot of eliminations last season, so she has to win herself as well.
Yeah. So is there anything else? Is there anything else you want to touch on?
I mean, there's so I can talk about the challenge for hours.
Of course. Real one word answer. Real world coming back? Ever coming back or no?
At this point, if they keep up the two challenges, like, you know, a year or whatever it is, or like challenges back to back to back, I don't think Real World will ever be making it, unless I see like a fresh meat type challenge in the future, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Instead of the Real World. As sad as it is, and I love the Real World, it changed so much over the years.
Yep. Ever since they went to Explosion.
Exactly. Once the concept kind of went from something, you know, totally structured and real and relatable, you know, it totally changed the game. I think.
Yeah.
They saw a lot of viewers just being like, "All right, this is over with."
Mm-hmm. But
they get credit for trying to, you know, switch things up. But sometimes those switching of things doesn't work out, and unfortunately, it didn't work for the Real World. I mean, yeah, maybe in a couple of years, yeah, it can make a comeback. But I think that the Go Big or Go Home season really was, you know, it's pretty recent still, and people's minds as one of the seasons that, you know, made the decision for Real World not to continue. But it's not the castmates' fault. It's editing. It's the material. It's the concept. It's all that.
Storylines. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, I hope it comes back at some point, but I don't think right now is the best when we are doing something for charity and incorporating the challenge, and I think that's a good.
Yeah, and I think we're getting X on the Beach in the U.S. soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That'll be definitely interesting.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta go check on my dogs. They're probably feeling neglected right now. So I appreciate you coming on, Morgan. We definitely apologize that we couldn't get you on screen, but we'll definitely have to try it again next time, huh?
Yeah. Technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on with Google Hangout, but you know, if anyone wants to pitch in and start a new company and make it like Screwcast with me, I'm all in.
Alrighty. Follow Morgan at Morgan. Go ahead and follow Morgan on Twitter at Morgan_MacAdam. Follow me at CSU Grad 8 Kirk. I tweet about pretty much anything from Celebrity Big Brother to the challenge. I haven't really watched much Olympics. I don't really tweet much about the Olympics, but go ahead and follow me anyways.
Definitely haven't watched any of the Olympics, but yeah, you guys can always tweet me, and I'm always down to come on the show, Andrew. I just, you know, I've been MIA, and I'm ready to come back and find some structure in my life.
Let's do it. All right, guys. We will catch you guys next time.